What if I told you the most common exercise recommended for poor leg circulation after 60 might actually be undermining your recovery? As a surgeon, I witness this paradox daily. Patients adhere diligently to walking regimens, elevate their legs, wear compression garments, yet still confront icy feet, persistent swelling, a burning ache, and the looming threat of a fall. Here is the unsettling truth: compromised circulation is far more than discomfort. After 60, it can silently steer you toward non-healing wounds, serious infections, and in advanced cases, limb loss. It also serves as one of the earliest distress signals from a heart and vascular system under strain. The core issue is a widespread misunderstanding of what impaired circulation truly entails. It's not merely cold toes. It is a failure of the circulatory loop, blood struggling to journey down to your feet and critically back up to your heart. With age, arteries can constrict, veins may lose their tone, and blood begins to stagnate in the lower legs. By 70, nearly 20% of adults have measurable peripheral artery disease in the legs, often unbeknownst to them. Surgeons don't speculate about this. We see the consequences of delayed intervention. We observe swelling evolve into ulcers. We watch balance erode. Then a single fall can catalyze a rapid physical decline. So here is the empowering news: true rehabilitation isn't measured in steps. It is built on precise movements that mechanically compel blood back toward the heart. Once you identify the primary muscle responsible for this pump, the solution becomes strikingly straightforward. I'm saving the most critical insight for last, because when you grasp the physiology, your entire perspective on exercise after 60 will transform. This knowledge could define the difference between autonomous mobility at 80 and dependency on a cane by 70. Let's begin with movement number 5. Movement 5, the seated ankle pump. This is our countdown's 5th movement. It appears deceptively simple, yet surgical rehabilitation protocols and vascular science hold it in high regard. This is often the first prescription following leg surgery to avert circulatory collapse. Why it surpasses walking your calves house, what physicians term the venous muscle pump, often called the body's second heart. Each contraction physically compresses deep veins, propelling blood upward. After 60, this pump weakens rapidly, particularly with prolonged sitting. When it falters, blood pools, swelling escalates, oxygen delivery diminishes, and healing delays. Research confirms that deliberate ankle pumping can significantly enhance venous return and reduce edema in older adults, even without weight bearing. Precise execution: sit upright, feet flat, slowly draw your toes toward your shins, heels planted, then press your toes down and lift your heels as if depressing a pedal. That is 1 repetition. Move with deliberate control. Target 20 to 30 repetitions, 2 to 3 times daily. This is not about intensity. It's about consistent, mindful engagement. It restores a pumping action that the momentum of walking often fails to fully recruit. Directly addressing stagnant blood, the result can be warmer feet, diminished swelling, and relief for fragile veins. It's also among the safest starting point for those limited by pain or balance. Yet this is merely awakening the system. The next movement fortifies the muscle that prevents backflow, and that is where lasting circulation changes commence. Movement 4, the seated venous return lift. If you assume a seated exercise is inconsequential, prepare to reconsider. A 2024 study found that adults over 60 performing seated leg lifts with light resistance improved walking speed by 28% and stair climbing capacity by 45% in just 8 weeks. Gait velocity is so clinically telling, it's termed the 6th vital sign. Why walking alone falls short? This movement simultaneously engages quadriceps, hip flexors, and stabilizing core muscles, precisely the musculature that powers standing stair navigation and rising from a chair. Walking often fails to challenge them sufficiently to counteract age-related decline. As these muscles contract, they also compress major thigh veins, assisting the upward journey of blood. Precise execution: sit tall against a sturdy chair's back, feet flat, slowly extend one leg until straight or comfortably near. Hold for 2 seconds, then lower with equal control. No dropping. Complete 10 to 15 repetitions per side. The pivotal detail is maintaining back contact to eliminate momentum and isolate the target muscles. As proficiency grows, introduce light resistance. 1 to 2 pounds this movement reduces. Stiffness boosts walking tolerance and strengthens the upper leg circulatory. Assist of function ankle pumps cannot perform. However, even robust thighs offer scant protection if your balance circuitry is misfiring. Movement 3. The supported calf pump walk. This targets the muscle group rarely assessed in routine exams, yet it is frequently the linchpin in losing independence. Landmark aging research indicates calf strength is a powerful predictor of autonomy. Seniors with stronger calves experience markedly fewer falls and are far less likely to require assisted living. The vital connection: your calves are mechanical pumps. Each contraction squeezes deep leg veins, forcing blood upward. Weakness leads to pooling, swelling, poor oxygenation, and critically slower balance reactions. This exercise uniquely blends strength, circulation, and balance retraining. Precise execution: stand behind a secure support, holding lightly. Rise onto the balls of your feet, lifting heels fully. Pause at the top for 2 to 3 seconds, gazing forward, not down. Lower slowly over 3 seconds. The tempo is crucial. The isometric hold forces your balance systems and calf pumps to co-activate, mirroring the stabilization required during a stumble. Begin with 10 repetitions, advancing to 20 to 25. This single movement concurrently bolsters ankle stability. Venous return and reaction speed. We now approach the top 2 exercises where the paradigm fully shifts. Movement 2. The single leg circulation hold. Our runner-up is the single leg stance hold, deemed non-negotiable by orthopedic surgeons for anyone over 75. Extensive research cites the inability to stand on one leg as a potent predictor of future falls, mobility loss, and physical decline. The circulation balance synergy: maintaining a single leg stance demands continuous contraction from calf, ankle, hip, and core muscles. This sustained tension creates a prolonged muscle pump effect, pushing blood upward more effectively than the transient pulses of walking. When balance deteriorates, activity plummets. As movement ceases, circulation worsens, a vicious cycle. This exercise directly intercepts that spiral. Precise execution: beside a sturdy support, place a hand lightly on it, shift weight to one leg, and lift the opposite foot just an inch or 2 off the floor. Stand tall, eyes forward, hold for 20 to 30 seconds, breathing normally, then switch. Progress by gradually reducing hand reliance. This builds not just balance, but essential time under tension for the circulatory pump and stabilizing muscles. Yet while balance keeps you upright, it doesn't fully restore blood flow. For that, you require the most potent version of the calf pump, the one global surgical rehab protocols prioritize above all. Movement 1. The standing calf pump hold. The top position belongs to the standing calf pump hold. Understand its internal mechanism, and you'll see why it's prescribed like circulatory medicine after 60. This is the movement previewed at the outset. Why it stands alone: no other exercise activates the venous muscle pump as powerfully, safely, and consistently in this demographic. The deliberate hold is the key differentiator. It keeps the pump engaged long enough to decisively overcome pooling and sluggish return. Walking doesn't achieve this. Ankle pumps prime the system. Single leg stance trains control, but the heel raised with a hold actively moves blood and sustains its movement. Precise execution with light support: feet hip width, slowly rise fully onto your toes, pause, hold the peak position for 3 to 5 seconds, breathing steadily, gaze level lower with control over 3 seconds. Begin with 8 to 10 reps, working toward 15 to 20. The sustained contraction during the hold is where the magic unfolds. It optimizes venous return, reduces edema, and simultaneously builds the strength your body calls upon to rest. A stumble rehab data consistently shows mastery of this movement improves circulation, walking endurance, and balance confidence with minimal joint stress. In summary, walking is beneficial, continue it, but it leaves critical gaps in activating deep circulatory pumps and training fall prevention systems. These 5 movements fill those gaps. They require less than 15 minutes daily, no special equipment, and can be performed safely at home. Now, what, like your perspective, which of these exercises surprised you most, or which one will you start with today? Share your thoughts below. We read every comment. Before you go, don't miss the next video on screen. It reveals a wall-based exercise surgeons now regard as superior to walking for building leg strength, balance, and joint stability. After 60, most overlook it due to its simplicity, yet the results, when performed correctly, are profound. It could redefine how you approach leg health from this day forward.